Okay, I think it's time we had the conversation about my player, Levi Garcia. Now, I've been following Levi Garcia's career for 2 whole years. His last 2 years at Ajax, I have seen every single game. If Levi Garcia digging nose, I see it. I see it. I see him play against Atromitos, Asteras, Pansaraiko, Pantelico, Volos, Levadiakos, Yanina, Kifisia. You guys probably saying, what are these teams? I have seen every single game in the Super League Greece. Matter of fact, I cover the Super League Greece. Now, don't get me wrong, Ajax fans, I have on a Spartak jersey. It is Levi's jersey, but I am still an Ajax fan. Don't get it twisted. I am jump ship for my guy. You guys know our Levi Garcia AC unit, not even a fan. But, I just like the jersey. I think the jersey really cool, but I'm not a Spartak fan. But I respect Spartak because my player plays for them. So I just had to put my disclaimer out. I only back Chelsea, Ajax, Trinidad and Tobago, Greece national team. That is all the teams my dad's back. So, getting into the video itself. Of course, we're talking about Levi Samuel Garcia. Now, firstly, the whole topic come about because, hasn't been firing as he needs to be firing, as I think that he should be firing, because I think that Levi is just an amazing player, class. Now, a lot of people were asking for him to sit on the bench, because a lot of people don't believe that he's a perennial number 9. Now, I will give my opinion on that. Now, I want people to know that there was a season when Ajax won the season, I think that was 22-23, Levi helped Ajax lift the domestic double. Then the next season, Ajax appeared in the Europa League, which they played against Brighton Hove Albion. That's the team in the Premier League, Brighton Munich. Levi ripped them up to shreds. And after that, Levi was on every single team's radar. Everybody and their grandmother wanted Levi Garcia, boy. I wouldn't go as far as to say that he was like Europe's most elite, most wanted, but a lot of teams wanted Levi Garcia because they saw him as the next up. Everybody was like, who is this brother here from Ajax Athens? And a lot of people also don't know that Levi actually has one of the highest recorded jumps for a headed goal in football history. Yeah, he scored a goal against Pantelikos. He scored, the measurement from the ground to wherever he is was 2 meters, 0.7 or 0.70 meters. So it's safe to say that he's an aerial threat. We already know how much pace he have. And he has been scoring out of goals since his transition from being a winger into the number 9. That's when Matias Almeida, the former Ajax coach, took over. Levi Garcia netted about 18 goals in the double season. So I think to say that he's not a number 9, I understand what you're saying, and there are different types of strikers. There are the poachers, there are the unicorns, them who just have everything. They have the fox in the box, them. You have everything. You have the guys them who just naturally are proper strikers. And I would agree with a lot of people when it is they say that Levi is not a natural striker. I think the striking position in particular is a position they just can't teach. I think yes, had a born a striker. I think that strikers see the game differently. They just know where to go, where the ball going to land in the box. They just know. As a striker, you have that instinct. When it is you're seeing the goal, you see the goal different from a regular player. So, in my opinion, Levi is a number. He could play number 9. I should say that. He's not a natural number 9. But I always have been saying this from the bottom of my heart. Levi Garcia on the wing is a different brother. And I witnessed Levi rip through about 3 man. I think that was against Offie. The guy ripped through about 3 man and slipped a team for Anthony Martial. For people who don't know, Anthony Martial, who used to play with Manchester United, Levi slipping a ball for him, and it was an easy goal. But Levi skipped through about 3 players. Pop, pop, pop. And that is Levi's strength. You see, when Levi could face up to a defender, catch him in isolation, and try to get past him, especially on that wing position. As we noticed within the Jamaica game, how he's get Richard King skating, who I actually rate a lot. I think Richard King is somebody to look out for in the future. The Jamaican Richard King, the centre back. I think he actually really talented. I actually like him. Pause. But regardless, That's why Levi strives, being on the wing. And to, piggyback on what people have been saying that, we should start playing Levi on the wing, might as well, perhaps, but I feel as though the other strikers in the queue mightn't have been in the situation, get them opportunities there in the first place as a Levi Garcia. Now, having a guy like Levi Garcia who has tremendous pace, tremendous skill, not only is he not too bad with the with running in behind, but he has somewhat of a whole of play presence. Now, again, I've been watching Ajax for 2 years. Ajax striker play, most times Levi wouldn't be dipping into the midfield so far. Levi would just stay on the defender go be on the back. He go bounce it back to whether it be Mandalos, the midfielders them. I know this is trying to be a good thing, so I don't want to get too deep into the players, but yes, Mandalos, he's a midfielder, or Orbelin Pineda, he's a midfielder, and these guys would just, dally with the ball, they go bounce the ball back to each other, bounce it back to the defender, and then you go realize that he have like about 5 Ajax players in the box. And then a cross comes in. That's mainly how Ajax used to play most of the time. That was Ajax main tactics. Unless Ajax catches a team in transition, that is when Levi go be the ultimate exclamation point. When it is you're playing behind and the pace coming. So, again, I kind of understand why Dwight York prefers Levi in the striking position. But man, I would like to see Levi on the wing, boy. I would love to see Levi on the wing. Like, if Levi gets play on the wing. But the thing about it is, who does he have to run through the middle, man? And I'm hearing people saying about Isaiah Leacock, Mr. Bongo. Me personally, I don't watch the TTPL. I don't even know what channel to watch the TTPL on. I'm really sorry that I don't. I should definitely be doing that. I gotta take that stick. I should be watching the TTPL. But a lot of people rate Isaiah Leacock. Fair enough. Isaiah Leacock, he showed me that within the Unity Cup, that he only needed 1 chance to score, which is a great trait to be as a striker. Most proper strikers, they just tend to have like little touches, but when it is they do have their chance, they're busting it. I.e. the Drogbas, the Ruud van Nistelrooys, them, yeah, we like them kind of strikers there. And that's exactly what Trinidad and Tobago need. Because, again, Levi on top, he hasn't been the most efficient. But I just needed to make this video here to denote every single person who might think that Levi is just a deficient striker, an incompetent striker. He is not incompetent. In my opinion, again, I would consider myself to be one of the most qualified, unless your surname is not Garcia. If it is in your family, I don't think that there's anybody in Trinidad and Tobago knows more about Levi Garcia within the last 2 years than me. I tell you, I watch every single game that this guy play. And I could tell you, Levi Garcia, he just was sour. As we like to say it in the Caribbean space, the Trinidad and Tobago space, he's sour. He just doesn't see any way. Because, of course, the offside, and yeah, he probably was a bit too lazy to get back onside. But them things there, man, like, I don't think if it is, he just said, like, if he held his line, if he was behind them, I don't think they would have even stopped him. So I would go on to say that he actually playing the strike decent, not like, the best, but he actually giving input. But unfortunately, he just a bit sour. But luckily for us, we saw him score a brace for Spartak, this team here. So hopefully it translates into the national team. Or just maybe Dwight York just might have to, make some changes. And I do believe that some changes have to be made, because in reality, the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I think that the front three will definitely need some shaking up. The front three provided no goals in 2 games. We had to call a spade, that is not good enough, especially in this dying time, especially in this pressure time here where we're trying to get to our World Cup. So maybe, just maybe, we could even try Levi Garcia on that wing, or maybe run Isaiah Leacock. I don't know. A lot of people just really rate Isaiah Leacock, and I'm dying to see him on this big stage here. Maybe we could try him for the Bermuda game, I don't know, and just see how it meshes. But all in all, man, yeah, man, again, to just denote all the people who think that Levi Garcia is just some guy who just, a deficient striker. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. This brother here was on the list for people, boy. I think Tottenham wanted him. Yeah, Tottenham wanted him for sure. Montpellier, Nice, Sporting Lisbon, Feyenoord. These are proper teams in Europe. And I'm telling you straight up, if it is Levi, if it is he didn't have that player rights situation there. The situation with Levi is that Ajax own like 60% of his player rights. And the team in Israel that was better, they own like 20% of his player rights. And then his agent owned like about 10% of his player rights. If it is Levi wasn't in that situation there because Ajax wanted a proper turnover from Levi Garcia because they know exactly how valuable he was on the market. So they wanted like at least a 20 million profit off of Levi Garcia. So that's why most teams, when it is, they come with the 10 million or the 15 million for Levi Garcia. They had to just leave because they couldn't afford him. Well, I wouldn't say I couldn't afford him, but they weren't willing to pay the amount that I needed to provide their profit that they wanted. They believe that Levi Garcia, they believe that they should have got 20 million off of Levi Garcia. That's why he find himself in this situation here where it is pretty much in Russia because Spartak was willing to pay the money to supply both Ajax and Beta. So this brother here should have been in the top 5 leagues. Point blank period. Should have been in the top 5 leagues. But unfortunately, yeah. So again, people, let's not lose respect for one of the best talents we have had in a while. Levi Garcia is that guy. If you go around Greece, they will tell you that brother is dangerous, even as a number 9. So they don't act like, he's not, competent. As he mentioned when in an interview that I had with him, he's a footballer. Put him anywhere on the pitch, that guy could ball. So put respect on the name, man. So again, if it is you're new here, leave a like, share, and subscribe, and comment. Where do you prefer Levi Garcia? Now, again, I want the Ajax fans to get involved with this because other Trinidad and Tobago people, they're just not aware because they don't watch the Super League Greece and they haven't been watching Super League Greece for the last 2 years. But every time I seem to talk about Levi Garcia, people tend to act like are crazy. But I'm telling you, that brother was it. That guy was the guy, bro. Like that Brighton game there, the guy was blown up all over Twitter. Matter of fact, he was actually trending on Twitter. After the game against Brighton, Levi Garcia was trending on Twitter. Everybody was like, who is this guy from Trinidad and Tobago? Yeah, man. So again, put respect on Levi Garcia's name, boy. So like, share, and subscribe. Press the notification bell so you don't miss any more content. And again, let me know your thoughts on Levi Garcia in the comment section below.